So guys, today we're gonna do a recap of the streams, the dev streams, okay? We're gonna do very quickly, just talking a little bit about it. The first thing that they showed is that now you will be able to change the name and the flag of the actual like tech trees, right? So you can add Brazil, for example, just because the Italians have a specific tech tree, a specific vehicle that it's from Brazil there, for example, as you see on the screen. So pretty crazy. And I think it's very cool because I can finally put the modern German flag in the actual Germany nation, right? Which is, for me, particularly cool. So yeah, very cool addition. Then they showed a little bit of the XA5, okay? They didn't show it flying or anything like that, but apparently we'll have a pretty interesting flight model, and it is the version with 650 cows, okay? So a pretty interesting aircraft that will be added. I think, obviously, it will be one of the craziest flight models ever. So let's wait and see what it actually does. You know, when the dev server comes out, we'll probably be able to test it out for you guys, okay? They showed a little bit of the F-15C Golden Eagle, and as expected, it is just a normal F-15C with two main modifications. The first one is that, obviously, it does have the M120C5s, and it is capable of using the eye as a radar. The APG-63 V3, right? It is going to be 14.3 for now, and it is what you expect, you know, just a normal F-15, but with this ability of using the mighty EASA radar, which is pretty great, actually. So, yeah, very cool. They showed a little bit of the Cheyenne as well, that will not be a premium, and it will actually be a squadron vehicle, apparently. So, yeah, very interesting 9.7 vehicle. It does have the tow launchers, the improved tow, right? The iTow, and of course Mighty Mouses and everything. They actually flew a little bit of the vehicle as well, if I'm not mistaken. But in a general sense, it is an aircraft that is going to be very fast, one of the fastest helicopters in the game. But of course, it is kind of older, right? It's from like the Vietnam era, or a little bit older than that. It's pretty old, so the weapons and everything, it is pretty old. It has a very interesting system that the pilot just rotates around, so it's gonna be very interesting, okay? They showed a little bit of the model of the Tiger II, so the Tiger II, the normal Tiger II, the production Tiger II, not the initial, like, Porsche, sometimes called Porsche turret, right? Which is kind of wrong, but still you got the point, right? It basically, I think, already got there? Right, I don't remember, but still, they are adding for the normal Tiger II, so very cool. They showed a little bit of the Chieftain 900, which will be what you expect. It's basically a Chieftain Mark V with like 4mm of extra armor that it will pretend like a spaced armor kind of situation. Nothing crazy to talk about this. It is a little bit weird because this vehicle was supposed to have Chauhan armor in real life, so if it did actually, it would be amazing, right? But it doesn't. So it will be just like a Chieftain Mark V that hides its, weaker points and at the same time has more power. So very cool. They showed a bit of the Hawk 200 as well, which is a vehicle that it is going to be interesting. And they said that two of them will be added, apparently, if everything goes to plan. One, that it's the one that you are looking at the screen right now with only A9Ls and Mavericks and some other things like that. And then apparently they plan to add another one which will have the radar, the APG-66, probably the Sea Eagle missile. They didn't talk about that, but probably the Sea Eagle missile as well. And it will have the Skyflash radar missile, okay? So it is going to be a little bit more interesting than this one that you see right here. But yeah, very nimble, very light, not very fast, of course, but it was expected that it wasn't going to be the fastest thing on the sky, right? They showed a little bit of the T-34-85 Taran as well, right? Which is the new stabilized T-34, exactly the same as the other one, but with an stabilized gun. So very cool, nothing crazy, but it is still an interesting thing to have in the tech tree. At 6.0, right, so the other T-34s are at 5.7, so we will have a little bit of a higher BR. They showed a little bit of the BTR-82AT, what you expected from it, a modernized BTR with stabilizer thermals, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And, oh no, the thermals are not there yet, but maybe we will be added, I don't know. But yeah, a very, very good Tunding shaped ATGM that has 1,200 millimeters of penetration, similar to the Chrysanthema, they say, right? So very, very good at the ATGM. And yeah, overall, just a normal BTR-82, 80, but with the modernization, a little bit of extra armor, a little bit of a better gun and everything because of the stabilizer, and of course the ATGM. Then they showed a bit of the Su-30, okay guys? So the Su-30MK2 AMV will be the new Venezuelan 13.3 premium vehicle for the Russians. It is basically just a normal Su-27, okay, but be placed. The radar will be apparently the SM version. It's not ready yet. The engine is the same as the Su-27. So yeah, we're gonna wait to see what it actually can do. One little thing that I think it's very interesting, it does carry the R77, R73s, but it doesn't have the KH-38, but it does have the KH-30, the 59, right? Sorry. So it is a pretty interesting missile here that you can use, which is basically a cruise missile into the game, right? So yeah, basically they added a cruise missile. It is working with TV guidance, right? It has 120 kilometers. I do believe the TNT equivalent of this missile is still wrong. Let's wait and see for the dev server, but it is pretty interesting, okay? They are saying that it's worse than the KH-38, and obviously it will be, guys. The KH-38 is a much better missile, but it is still a very interesting missile because it will have a pretty good range. It is subsonic, but if they fix the TNT equivalent, even if they don't, but it's already like 200, but if they fix that, it will be basically almost like a 1,000-kilogram bomb that it's a missile, right? So it doesn't have a plume of smoke because after the initial burn, because it has a turbofan engine. So I think it's gonna be very cool, although worse than the KH-38. They showed a little bit of the Oplot-P, the new Oplot that it's being added for the Chinese as a squadron vehicle, as a Pakistani vehicle. This vehicle actually in real life lost the competition for the VT4, so they bought the VT4 instead. But it's still a pretty interesting vehicle. So Oplot for the Chinese. The MB326, what you expect, kind of a low-tier premium vehicle here for rank 5 in Italy. More of a ground attacker, but still can be used as a fighting option. Good dogfighting capability, apparently. It has 2 DEFAs. And yeah, very cool performance. It has the ability of carrying gun pods like this with Gatling guns, or also DEFA, like more 30 millimeters basically. So very cool. They showed a little bit of the Fokker 23 as well, which is a very different vehicle as well. As you can see, 2 engine, very similar to some other vehicles that we have in the tech tree, but in other tech trees, but yeah, very cool. And then the Jaguar as well, which this one will actually be pretty interesting. The gun is pretty amazing. It has one of the best ATGMs in the game, of course, with the Acheron, fire and forget IR TV guided, right? So it is very fast, and it is pretty interesting on the sense of the performance that this thing has. So it is actually going to be very interesting. So very mobile, and with the ATGM and everything, it will be pretty it is a substantial kind of upgrade to any type of vehicle that the French had at these BRs with this type of thing. So very cool. Then they show it very quickly, the new Aura gun. It's just an Aura gun that apparently like a famous pilot flew or something like that. But yeah, just a premium low tier for Israel. And then finally, the last vehicle that I wanted to talk about, the HVMS M113, right? Just a 60mm, if I'm not mistaken, Canon M113. Nothing too crazy. And that's kind of it, guys. There are other things that the Russian stream is talking about, but nothing too different from this. Yes, the Swedish will receive something else, right? And that it's not ready yet. And many nations, I think Japan also will receive stuff. So the patch is far from over, and you should expect a smaller patch, okay? Just that's it. So there are other things, but these are the main ones they showed on this stream. So this was a recap for you on the streams. I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and expect the dev server very soon. See ya, guys. Bye.